Oh, look at that timing. Oh, well, okay. What up? How we doing? Can you hear me? Say yes if you can hear me. Say nothing if you can't. What up, Gibbs? How we doing? How is it going, everybody? Let me just adjust my little mic volume here. It looks like it might be a little bit on the loud side. I'm going to swap over to my intermission screen so we don't have two Mayday Mondays up there. Cool. Could you guys hear that music, by the way? What up, Zach? How we doing? Boyd, yo. We're in a hype train, evidently. Awesome. Great, great, great. Oh, God, I saw the title. Okay, so titles work. Got it. Roger. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today, but we're going to talk about that. Courage and Lupo on Fortnite. You should join like the old days. I have a new gaming PC coming, so I got to wait for that. It's probably going to be a week or two. But basically what happened was I took my gaming PC from this house, moved it to my studio office. So just so everyone knows, goodness gracious. Hold on. Let me just let this. Oh, there we go. I feel better. What up, John? How we doing, man? Good to see you. Love the AVI. What's up? Oh, it's stuck in your head. Boom. The Twitch title was World Series preview still. I don't understand how that's humanly possible. I've changed it about 15 times. So it's funny. I try to do it in Restream. So here's the thing that's happening. So I have Twitch and I have YouTube running through Restream, right? Twitch needs me to change the title on Twitch's platform because they have slowly degraded it into just this garbage user experience. So I have to go on Twitch and do it there. But YouTube, if I change it on YouTube, Restream puts the Restream one up. So you can change it on Restream and on YouTube. It's supposed to push it. So basically, YouTube Restream overrides the YouTube one if I go to YouTube and do it directly there. And then the opposite happens for Twitch. So this is hard. This is hard. Chris, welcome back to the team, brother, man. Let me thank some people. Shay, Danny, White Beauty, 29 months, 62 months, 36 months, 44 months for CMJ, 3 months for Chris. Chris, the developer of our new overlay and stuff that will be coming out the next time we go live, because chat, I have to tell you a secret. Having a baby and trying to do anything is so hard. Which bad? It's just getting slowly, like, I don't know. They're Twitterfying it in a way that basically it is turning into a thing that is just there to be like all of the value to be wrung out for the shareholder. Like it's just, they brought in it's just fully corporatized. And I feel like nobody that works there is like passionate about the work they do. They just love that their bosses like what they're doing. So it's what it feels like. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like the CEO and how he's a hippie and he like hippies around, but in the end of the day, he just keeps he keeps telling half truths and spinning stuff too. It's constant. It's everything he says is like 30% true. And it's framed in a way to make it seem like it's a positive for you, but if you dig 1 inch deeper, you're like, oh, this is just for you guys. Got it. So I have no respect for that line of work at all. None. Getting pretty frustrated actually generally with all big companies because I have a very expensive FedEx package that is lost, and there is no way to get a hold of FedEx. None. It's so hard. It's impossible. And they do that on purpose. They try to frustrate you on purpose, and it's just it's awful. Anyway, you got me fired up. So bring back Justin.tv. How old is the baby? 9 weeks. Just turned 9 weeks. Self-inflicted slowly over the few years. Well, that's what happens when Amazon has a business model where we have to grow forever or we fail. And when you take over a huge company and then you promise that you're going to continue to grow that company forever, there is only so far you can grow it. And there is going to come a day where that promise cannot be met anymore. And if you're super successful, your competitors are going to pop up everywhere too, which is going to make it even harder. So basically, we're peddling in these promises that were never going to happen ever, and yet we're acting like something's wrong, when in reality, it's just the way that it goes, because of course it does. This is what happens. You can't, you things aren't infinite. Nothing is. So I feel like that's where we're at. Anyway, that's why I like Hank Green. Okay. FedEx sucks. I mean, every service company sucks. I don't know. I'm just tired of talking to AI customer service people that only know 3 things. And if you have any problem that's any specific at all, you just cannot get help with it. And then they just keep repeating themselves over and over again, and they do not take you to a representative ever. So, me and my patience are not high anyway, so it's just annoying. We are on a train. But I do have a beautiful baby boy, and he is getting very, very big, and I love watching it. So there's that. Other news, guys. Sorry we missed you last week. My power was out for almost 5 days. Part of that FedEx package is actually a power station from a company called EcoFlow. They had a huge, pretty much all companies that do like batteries and like generators and stuff, their Black Friday sales are ridiculous. So if you're ever looking to like get a generator or get some sort of battery backup for your house or solar backup, whatever, buy it that week, because it's 50% off. Every company sells everything for 50% off. We're talking about things that, like, if you buy them at full cost and you want to get a big boy, big boy, like you want to spend, these things cost 20 grand sometimes, and then they're 10 grand. Like I know that's still a huge investment for everybody, but the difference between those two things is crazy. So if you're going to get $10,000 off something, that's the time to do it. But then they might miss it. So, the storm knocked out my stuff, and we were at our in-laws, and honestly, that was frustrating enough. And I honestly couldn't keep up on baseball really that much either, because my internet, I was just running on my phone, and my service at my house isn't great. That's why we lean really heavily on the Wi-Fi here. So that said, I have made a bunch of updates to the house. I do have, so the thing that's missing is the power station that runs the whole thing. So I have the 2 extra batteries that are the same size and the same amount. They just don't have all like the inputs and stuff, so they're a little cheaper. And they plug into the back of the headed power station, but I don't have the power station, so I can't charge those because there's no way to charge them without it. So I'm like, cool, I have these 2 extra batteries, and you didn't send me the one that I need. And then I also got a generator from them too, because it was like, spend over a certain amount of money, you get a bunch of points that then you can put towards something else. And that got me another 20% off just for a Jenny, just in case, solar, it's the winter and there's no sun here and I can't solar charge. So, but my goal is to offset some of the power that we use in our home with these batteries and with some solar panels. Not a ton. I don't think I'm going to be able to fully do all of our power needs, just because I have an EV, and basically all of our appliances are electric. So our water heater's electric, our stove's electric, our ovens are electric, everything's electric. And so the amount of electricity we use is just ridiculous, and I can't get it lower. Our furnaces are electric, everything's electric. So, sent over some more stuff to look at, by the way. Nice. So guys, Chris has been updating our stream. This show is going to get a nice little refresh and then a relaunch in the first week of January. Unfortunately, that Monday is January 6th. So I'm trying to avoid saying that like the plague, as you can imagine. But we're going to bring the noise. I'm not going to say it. I can't. Someone's going to clip it. But that's the day. That's the day that we're going to be back with the new from the studio. I have, Chris, I didn't even tell you this, dude. I picked up an automated jib to do on my camera. So I'm going to set up some automations where the camera pans down in on me at the beginning of the show, and then it follows me when I walk around the room. So we only need one camera. How sick is that, dude? You're going to be on a plane on the 6th? Damn. Well, cancel. Hello, I'm in focus. Me. Focus on me. Come on, camera. Thank you. I don't know the significance of January 6th. That was the day of the insurrection in 2021. Chris, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll have it really thoroughly tested out. And you know what? Anything that doesn't work or something happens on the day of or whatever, we're gonna roll with it because I'm doing it all myself. There's gonna be snags. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And the worst case scenario, when everything breaks, I'll wing it. It'll be fine. We'll be good. I'm not worried about it. But that's sick. That's sick. I got a new hat. When CGI, Trevor May. Should I become a VTuber? That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Someone asked about Bregman earlier. We're going to get into baseball news in a second. If you're new to the show and you haven't been here before, the first 15 minutes are usually just letting people filter in. In lieu of flowers, thank you for your 3 months as well. I see you up there. Thank you so much. And we do announcements and things too. So we have memberships are now available on YouTube. But that's to say this is going to be the final version of this show for the year. So I'm taking through December and I'm getting everything, all the ducks in the row. I have some other initiatives that we're working on releasing. Got some new merch I'm working on releasing. We're going to come back and I'm going to be a new Trevor. And I also have a very, very, very fun partnership to announce also on that day. So just a lot of moving pieces. And for the first time in my life, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself some breathing room here. Give myself a month to make sure all this stuff looks nice, is the way I want it to go. We bring in it. I'm also looking to hire some new people, guys. So if anyone in chat is interested, I need an editor to be my right-hand man. I have 2 other editors that do a lot of the stuff for this show. I have videos that I have filmed that I don't have time to edit that I thought I would be able to. I don't know why I thought I would be able to, but I can't. So I'm looking for that. And I'm looking for people to do my podcasts. Just do them, meaning I record them, send them to you, you make them, you put them where they need to go, you do all that stuff in the back end, I do all the front end. That would be freaking awesome. I would produce so many more things if I had that apparatus set up a little bit better. I don't, so just so you guys know. I found a 2008 Phillies team photo thing in my closet, cleaned it up, I'm going to hang it there. Nice. That's awesome. That was a great year. That was the year they drafted me. I thought that's what you were talking about, but is there any point going to be stream upload video games? I love your baseball content, but I know you used to do that as well. Cole, I would love to. Make a comeback. I would. But the amount, I need help. Basically, what's happening is I am turning my thing into a company type structure like freaking MKHB does, like Linus Tech Tips, like Hank Green, like all these guys who have people to help them out so that they have to worry about the making of the thing and then giving it to the thing, get it made. So the thing is, it's time. It just comes down to time. I don't have time. I don't have time. I would love to, trust me, but I just don't have time. So like that's my initiative for 2025. So that this show will be every Monday. It's gonna be every Monday, 1 to 3, every single week for all of 2025. For the whole advent of the show, Decembers are going to be either slow, meaning there's going to be 1 or 2 shows and I'll just be on other shows, or I'll take Decembers off. I also have some built-in off weeks in, like, there's one in August, because August is slow, like right after the trade deadline, because nobody cares for about a couple weeks about baseball. It kind of gets really stale, and even the players are like, give me to September. So that's when we're going to do family vacations and stuff in August. And so that's my goal. I can't hear that, but I know it's going crazy. Actually, it might not be going crazy. I don't know. Is that not making any sound? Ha ha! Yeah. So, this guy with like 3 shows and an infant act like he's super busy just because you need some. I hope you get some needed rest. Yeah. The thing is, like, making stuff does recharge me. So like working on like having an idea and then going and making it real is actually what gives me energy. It's the other stuff that drains me. Right? Like, I feel like all I do is take the garbage out and do the dishes. I feel like that's all I'm doing, like all the time. Oh, and also possibly having an infant screaming in my ear, but that's completely normal and I love him. you have any Steve Cohen stories you'd be willing to share? He's super rich. He's so much money. When do we get the shock at Moreno spending on pitching? Yeah, it's interesting. Well, okay, outside of Kikuchi, who else did they get? Because I'm trying here. I've even been working on a Home Assistant dashboard, guys, just to build out my news, how I get my RSS feeds and stuff, so that I can just like get so I can check it every morning and just check all the headlines and read everything. That's what I want. Okay, so let's talk about the run of show. So moving forward, this will be on the screen so you'll understand, and the titles will be a little bit better, and there'll be thumbnails. It'll be much easier to follow along. But today, I got to tell you, all right, couple things I want to talk about. One, are the Dodgers ruining baseball? We've already talked. I did a video on that. Dude, come on. Everything goes to sleep. I did a video on this like in May or something, but more has happened. So I would love to talk about the cases for yes, they are ruining baseball, and no, they are not. There's been a new article that come out called the golden at bat rule, which is super interesting to me, but will change baseball forever the way we know it, and it's a possible another rule change. We love rule changes here. Yeah. So there's going to be a couple big ones. Also, a new thing that I did. This is more fun. I went and grabbed about 25 clips from movies where they are throwing an object, and I thought we could go through them and rank them if you guys want to, because that's a very YouTuber thing to do. I would love to do that. Speaking of YouTubers, go to the YouTube channel, guys. Give this stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't already, please. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers so that I can get one of those cool plaques, put it behind me, and maybe move the Erebor thing off and put the plaque there so you can see it. Or we'll take it to the office and hang it on the wall there. It'll be pretty cool. The office is dope, by the way. It's dope. Sick. We're going to be some cool stuff. So we're going to talk about that. And so I had the golden bat rule. Okay, and then we're going to get into some news. We have some we're going to talk about the Blake Snell deal. We're going to talk about another really interesting thing in sports that I thought you would like. Juan Soto talking about that situation and the team that I personally think that would be the most interesting to see him go to, and then some other small signings like, the Mets signing Montas and stuff. Are we ranking the object or how they throw it? How they throw it. It's how they throw it. I have some criteria that I will establish before we get into it. And then what we will do is we'll rate it from 20 to 80 like they do in baseball. So like an 80 is like an elite, possibly one of the best pitches of all time. Like an 80 fastball is like guy throws 100 and no one can touch it. A 20 is don't throw that pitch. It's terrible. So I know it'd be like, did you throw overhand or do you throw underhand? What kind of accuracy did we have here? What kind of velocity? And is this realistic? Is it in the new year you plan to interview people at your office? Yes. There will be people on the show live as well. We're going to be bringing in new people. I also have a podcast that I am recording in the background. I'm on episode 4 now. I'm on episode 5, actually. The next guy we bring in, the next guest is Alex Vesia. Very excited about that. J-Mid back for 79 months. I know we only do this once a week, but like it seems like you are here. It's every week. It's a new month. It's crazy. Teeny with 35 months as well. Thank you guys. Let's get some love in the chat for them. Thanks. So yeah, we will talk about the Mets also. We're always talking about the Mets. And yeah, then anything else you guys want to talk about, you just keep asking the questions and we will get into them. That we're still going to be doing that even on my live show. I have the chat set up. The really cool thing is chats are going to be up on the screen. Run a show is going to be up on the screen. You're going to be able to see both, because right now we only have Twitch up. So if you are talking on YouTube and you don't see what you're saying, it's because Twitch won't let us integrate them together. YouTube does. Twitch doesn't. So what we're going to have to do is have 2 feeds of them, and I'm going to have to keep track. That's okay. I'm willing to do that. And super chats will also be pushed up and held. And then when you ask questions, we'll have like a queue being built up through the stream. The mods will help with that. I'll talk to you guys about that when we figure it out. queue, and then we'll just start pulling them up on screen. I'll start answering them as we go, and that'll be its own segment as well. So there's a lot going on. It's going. It's moving. I'm trying really, really hard not to get ahead of myself, but of course, it's impossible. So. Joey Weimer was traded again? No! No, I knew that. No, he's traded to Kansas City. No, I knew that. I knew that. Alrighty. Let's talk about some stuff. Okay, let me do this. All right. Remember, we don't have the gaming PC. That's going to be here next year, technically, as well. So let me just pull up this so you can see this. All right. Chat. First piece of news, or I guess it's not really news. This was really interesting. It's something that I keep getting in my short form TikToks. Why did I say short form? Like I'm 150 years old. But raise your hand over here in the chat room, or press 1, I guess. That's how you raise your hand. If you know who Jared McCain is, the basketball player. Jared McCain, rookie for the Philadelphia 76ers. Interesting. Not a lot of you. Really not a lot. None of you, huh? I mean, I guess you're all old. He's a young guy. I get it. So, let me just pull this up before I show you. I want to get his stats up here too. I forgot to do this. All right. Jared, so here's a little background. Jared McCain. I believe he's a 20-year-old kid. All right. He's a rookie. He went to Duke. Oh, he's 20. He's born. He's going to turn 21 in February. Happy pre-birthday. Went to Duke. Was drafted 16th overall in the 2024 draft this year out of Duke. And he's 6'3", 195. He's a point guard, and this is his statistics. So he basically going off. He has averaged 22.3 points in his last 10 games, which is a lot for a rookie. And he's a point guard. I mean, the 76ers are effing terrible. However, he has been basically carrying them, just dropping. He's dropped 30 on Brooklyn on the 22nd. Yeah, he's good, man. He's a really good player. Okay. But that's not the thing that everyone's talking about. This is Jared McCain's TikTok channel. Right? So, as you can imagine, the sports world is confused. Kids these days? No. I'm going to have a different take than that. So I wouldn't come with that energy, guys. This guy is the happiest dude I've ever seen. And I am listening. I keep getting fed all of these sound bites from people who doing their NBA podcasts, and they're doing all this stuff, all these Mamba mentality people who are realizing in real time that they're like, I like this kid and I don't know why, because I should hate him. I'm used to hating people like this. Oh my, he paints his nails. He doesn't care like about what anyone thinks. He's just a happy guy, and he's performing because he's got perspective, and he's really young, and he just does what he wants because he enjoys it. And even his TikTok channel doesn't really seem like he's out here trying to monetize it into the ground, right? It's not just like, You know, he's not just like money, money, money. Buy TikTok shop, TikTok shop. He's just like, hey guys, what's up? I'm happy you're happy. I'm happy. How you guys doing? Whatever. And he's dancing around. But I've heard about 5 or 6 people like, this guy hates his dance and does this, and I like him, and I don't get it. I don't understand, but he's so good, and no one says anything to him because he's just dropping points. But is this all gonna come crashing down when he blah 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 blah? And I'm just like, how about you guys just shut the hell up? Here's the deal. This kid is doing exactly what every professional athlete should do: be themselves, do what they want on the internet, and then play the sport to the best of their ability. And as long as one doesn't take away from work you should be doing, which it's not for most of us, then there's no case to be made. But hearing people try to rationalize in real time in their head that a guy who's just happens to do TikToks with his sisters or with his family and he lives with his parents is like somehow like it should be bad, but they're okay with it and they don't know why. It's because he's happy and that's what you're gravitating towards. They don't understand it. I can hear it in their voices. None of them understand why they feel the way they do. And it's amazing to see. I'm like, dude, it's just people. It's an authentic person. You see an authentic person being authentic. That's why. It's awesome. It's awesome that he is like opening people's minds up who are like, no, what you have to do, you got to be like Kobe Bryant. You got to be an asshole to everyone you ever met all the time. You got to act like you're better than everybody all the time. And then you got to make sure that everyone knows that you're the first one at the thing and you're the last one to leave. No, you do not to be successful. You do not have to do that. There are times when you need to go there. There are times when that is very important. But you do not need to go there all the time. You don't need to sit there all the time. It's not necessary for everybody. Ask 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic. Ask him what he likes doing the most. He's got 3 MVPs and his second favorite thing to do is play basketball. So it's like, just be you. Shaq did like Joby? Not at first. But that's to say, I don't want to besmirch the guy's name. I'm just like, I push back on that a little bit because I got by that. I got by this. You have to just, if something is driving you crazy, just white knuckle it, put it down and just be tough. And I hate it. I hate it because I don't think it's helpful for the vast majority of people. I don't. I want you to have like, God, what's the Timberwolves guy? What's his name? What's the point guard for the Timberwolves name? Ant. Yes. I want you to be like Ant. Ant's got that like competitive thing, but he's also him, bro. He's just him. That's the way he is. Ant and him are the same. They're just different. They're different people, but they show their personality the same way. Be like Ant. Anthony Edwards. Jordan talks about The Last Dance. Yes. You know what Jordan was? Jordan was also an asshole. He was. He'll tell you. He's like, yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole to people. And he made up slights that didn't exist because he needed that. Is that the way? But you don't have to do that. That's the difference. So, kids out there, be you, baby. And it's not about not giving a shit. It's just about being comfortable who you are. You can give a shit. People can criticize you and that can bother you. That's fine. Don't think that's ever going away because it's not. So I just thought this was really interesting. I wanted to comment on that because I love this guy. I love him. I don't actually like watching his stuff because I still go, ugh, but like that's fine. I don't need to. I love that he's doing it. I don't have to enjoy, seek the stuff itself. It's just not what I'm in. I would rather watch TikToks about Home Assistant integrations because I'm a nerd, right? So I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes. Anyway, it was about 4 or 5 different guys where they were like, they thought it was like breaking news that like saying like, guys, I kind of like him. Like, why is that such a weird thing for you to say just because he does TikTok dances? That's so weird. Yeah. Just be smart about it. All right. Next thing. Let's talk about. Come on. Let's talk about Blake Snell. So, as a lot of you guys know, Blake Snell, Pat Beard, math teacher, 55 months. Thank you so much. Blake Snell signed with everyone's favorite team, the Los Angeles Dodgers, for, I believe it was 5 years, $182 million. Right? $182 million. Were there deferments? Yes, $62 million were deferred, with $52 million going to be paid out as a signing bonus. All right? Yeah, you guys aren't old. I'm old. Okay? Now, first things first, who saw this coming? GP Gibbs with the Prime sub, brand new Prime sub. Guys, all of you guys out there with Amazon that are on Twitch, you have one free Prime sub to give to a Twitch streamer every single month. You might have one available currently right now. I don't need you to do it here. You can if you would like, if that's something you would like to. But give it to somebody because it's just sitting there and it's free. And there's not a lot of those things available. Twitch used to have all kinds of cool stuff. Now it has one cool thing, and that's Prime Gaming. Thank you. To be fair, I am old. I mean, raise your hand if you're 18 or younger. There's probably not many. All right. We're not going to talk fully about the Dodgers right now, but I want to talk about Blake Snell. Okay. So let's break this. I want to give you context for this contract and why it is structured the way that it's structured. So, one, $62 million of deferred money allows. Now, I don't remember the terms of the deferment. Deferments can be any, you can put it out for 30 years, you can put it 5 years and deferred, whatever. Or like just whenever you retire, it starts. What that does is teams then can spread that salary out longer into the future to make those numbers a little smaller, and then makes the tax burden, makes the luxury. I know it's to avoid the luxury tax as well. But honestly, it's just so they can afford it mostly, and it just happens to work out. I agree. Maybe it needs to have more of a penalty. Unfortunately, that is something that's going to come up in the next CBA, and I think there's a very good chance there's a work stoppage again. Just so you guys know, I think there's a really good chance if the players don't just give them everything they want, which I'm not confident they won't do. So that's all I'm going to say. But I think that's going to be addressed. I think it's going to be a big thing. Deferred money, the league is going to go after deferred money to try to get it penalized or added into the luxury tax in some way, shape, or form. But what it does is it allows you to spread it out. The reason that a lot of teams are against deferred money, because deferred money technically benefits the teams because they can do that. But you'll notice one thing. The owners that are trying to pump their team and then dump it at some point don't do deferments, because they know if you put a bunch of deferments on the books and there are deferments going to go past the point at which you sell it, that burden is then going to go to the next owner, and nobody wants to buy that shit. No one wants to buy a bunch of liabilities. And so if you have a bunch of deferred money on the books, you won't be able to sell the team as easily. That's why a lot of teams don't like to do it, right? The teams that have that, like, that's something I'm going to do, the owners. Now, the people who own the Dodgers are like, you're going to have to pry this cash cow out of my cold, dead fingers. So that's how that works. Or that's part of the big reason they do that. But that said, technically, any team can do deferred money. Anybody. The thing is, California teams tend to do a lot of deferred money and signing bonuses because their taxes suck. 13%. State income tax on top of the 38%, which is the United States tax. So if you put those together, that's 51% of your money. All right. It's going to cause a fight between team owners. Yeah, I mean, but again, they got the Steve Cohen tax put on, and he was the only one who it affected. So as a whole, they will team up, but that is nice. What we would love is for them to start fighting over that, because then that weakens their position a little bit. So that's the deferred money. He got $62 million of that. Obviously, we know about how much deferred money they have. That's how you get a deal like this. The kicker for me is Blake Snell's signing bonus. Blake Snell signed a $52 million signing bonus A signing bonus, it can be basically signing bonuses are money put aside that can be paid off in the off season. So not in season. In season has to be salaried and taxed and earned according to where you are when it is paid. That is the law. But when you go home, it's now a bonus, but you're not being paid for your work because you're not currently working. There's some stuff there. So he's from Seattle. He's playing in LA. Seattle has no income tax. He gets paid in Seattle the $52 million, which comes out to he is saving $6.76 million in state taxes on that. He's saving them from that. So just by getting that much money, he is getting this instead of giving the government $6.76 million, he gets to keep it. So I'm going to say this, guys. This is Blake Snell's hand. Good job, brother. Huge deal, right? And that's what those are for. For example, when I signed with the A's, I got a $1 million signing bonus, and that is the minimum you can get. And the reason we did that was I was like, hey, if we're going to do this, the least I can do is get, 130 grand of that back, right? From being in Washington, because I also live in Seattle. And it was great. I'm no complaints at all. It's just, I think it's funny that he got 52 and I got 1. But basically, yeah, it comes out to about 6 for 211 if you can count last deal, which is what he kind of was looking for. But now he has the ability to do it. So with all this in context, the planets aligned for him to get this deal done. They need a guy like that. The Dodgers are tired of getting him blowing fastballs by them and then dumping curveballs in there and having him swing and miss. So they're like, you're on our team now. I think this limits what they can do. They're not going to get Soto, but if they get Roki Sasaki, oh my God, right? Patrick, the payroll is out of Cali and therefore even paid on away games. So the way it works is you get W-2s in every single city and state from every state you played in. It wasn't like that. It became like that in 2016. So I know that for a fact. My stack of W-2s is this big every year, or was anyway. I don't play anymore. I'm not a baseball player. So I thought that would be interesting context. I think it's a great deal for both sides. Obviously, it's the Dodgers again, so everyone's like, But we will talk more in depth about how the Dodgers are hurting and helping baseball, and the same thing. That's gonna be our main discussion. You've graduated maybe it's a bunch of 1099s. Yes, I have a 1099. It is a mess. It's a mess. It's a shit show. It's awful. It really is. I'm glad I don't do that for a living. I already didn't want to be a CPA, but now I really don't want to be a CPA. So I thought you guys would like that. And that's the thing. That's how it works. All right. What else? What else do we have? There has been rumblings thrown around. Let's talk a little bit about Juan Soto. Let's talk a little bit about Juan Soto. Oh, before we get into the Juan Soto, I found out something really interesting. I'm sorry, this is going to be about billionaire again. But someone explained this really well. And I basically wrote on Blue Sky, yeah. I know. I wrote him saving $7 million on his contract through the bonus system's awesome. And someone's like, I don't like it when people evade taxes. I want them to pay their fair share. I'm like, is paying paid the money that you were already making, but in your state where you live, tax evasion? Or is that just, I don't know. Is that tax evasion? And so, but like, basically I was like, wait, is that bad? I don't know. I don't think it is, because I don't know how else to explain this. Even though baseball players make an ass ton of money, they're still just salaried employees of a business, right? Their ability to avoid taxes is limited. It's better than some people, a lot of people, but they're still control. Like they have to pay full income tax. They have to pay full income tax, both the state. it just depends on which one they're in. So they're going to pay 50%. Now, let's take another person, for example, and this is the reason that everything kind of sucks. Like if anyone who's familiar with WeWork and how that collapsed, or even like honestly, Sam Bankman-Fried, Elon Musk is doing exactly the same thing. This is what billionaires do. What they do, so this is tax evasion. Instead of being paid money, you're paid in stock options. And then you use stock options to borrow money as collateral. So when Elon spends stuff on himself, when he buys cars and stuff, he went to a bank and said, give me $100 million. I'll put up my stock options because I own Tesla, and I'll pay you 5% a year. Right? And they're like, why would we not do this? So he just gets all this cash from banks. Now, what is that? That's a loan. That's debt. You don't have to pay any income taxes on that. So by saying, hey, take this money as collateral, they give it to him. Now the government can't collect any of that. He pays zero income taxes on it. Isn't that nuts? So when people say, just lower the upper, I'm like, people who make, people who have like their money in capital gains are not going to pay income taxes. So stop changing what the income taxes are. They just don't pay those at all. Like that number it doesn't touch them. So that's not the problem. So I mean, that's legal tax evasion, but you are evading taxes. You are, because it is income. For all intents and purposes, you are converting your stock options into cash without selling them, so you don't have to pay taxes. It's tax avoidance. Tax evasion is the legal term, tax avoidance. So anyway, that's the difference. So I just want people to know, like, if we're getting mad at, I understand the whole athletes make too much money concept, but they're still salaried employees and they are still at the whim of the person paying them. Elon is at the whim of nobody. You know what I mean? It's different. They're not, but though you might be in the top 1% of earners, you're not part of that 1% that owns everything. You're just a really, really wealthy salaried employee. So but someone explained that really clearly to me. I was like, yeah, that seems like a really easy problem to fix. Just like kind of like the infinite, you can put together like a freaking super PAC and then just donate as much money as you want to a candidate, just to circumnavigate like donation law. And I'm like, why do we even have the laws when it's that easy to do? Like, and we all know it too. We're just looking at it happen. And we're like, I don't know. So it's like it's silly, stupid, and like the conversations we're having constantly about it are just unproductive because we know what the fix is. We're just not going to do it. We know how to fix it. It's pretty easy. And then everyone else, pretty much, probably every single person in this chat, you guys all have to worry about it all the time because it's gone before you can even see it. It's bullshit. You shouldn't have to worry about that all the time. Why agents exist, though? Oh, God, I don't know what that's in reference to. All right, anyway. Sorry, that's my diatribe, but I just thought it was worth sharing because I like to share stuff. And I should probably have a different YouTube channel, like just talk about this shit. But you know what? I can't because I have a baby. So, okay, let's talk about Juan Soto to the Red Sox and why I think that's a cool thing. So I can't remember who made the comment, but I think over the past week or so, someone threw out there that the Blue Jays are like, we're all in on Soto. Okay. You've probably signed any of your other guys first. But then it said it's between the Mets and the Red Sox are the top two, and the Yankees are a distant fourth. Was it Randy Miller? Are the Red Sox being used to pump up money from the Mets and Yanks? I mean, that's always going to be a part of it. That's not new. That's always happening. But I think the Red Sox make the most sense. Mets reportedly on Bueller too. Well, as they should be. But I would say that Juan Soto is a different caliber than Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler is not going to get a long-term deal either. He's going to get a medium at best. Going to be a lot of heavily incentivized because he didn't pitch really well until like his last 5 outings last year. So, but sorry, Randy said it, not me. So they threw him out there. I was like, that's interesting. This is why Juan Soto, the Red Sox, makes the most sense. One, they can do cap. They have some money to work with. They need a stud. They're not one Juan Soto away from the World Series, and they need starting pitching. Sure, I understand that. I think if they go get Max Fried or Corbin Burns, he's off the table. But if they trade for Crochet because they have a really strong minor league system, if they traded for Crochet and then sign Soto, gasoline, we're cooking with it, right? I think that Rafi Devers is one of the best pure hitters in the league, just naturally. He's like he's the hardest guy, one of the hardest guys ever to pitch to, okay? Because he's just unpredictable. And that's fun. If you put Soto before Devers, Rafael Devers is going to he's going to be a problem. He's already a problem, but he's going to be a super problem. Both their defenses, at best, but it would make sense for that. They need a right fielder. Makes sense there as well. He would be the guy there. I think that's part of the deal here. I think that Juan wants to be the guy. I really do. He would be the guy. If he went to the New York, we have Francisco Lindor there. So who's the guy? And then in New York, they have Aaron Judge. Not that, that's bad. It's just maybe he wants to be his own guy, right? We heard rumblings about San Diego. He wasn't the guy there. They had Fernando Tatis, who's the big, he's the big personality and stuff. So like he was always competing with people for some spotlight, and he would get most of it in Boston. And I think that would be another good reason to do it. And they got to do something. So I think for the Red Sox to say, hey, we care and we're trying really hard here, the fan base would drink that up. Now, I understand the amount of money they're going to give him is giving a lot of people hesitation. Makes a lot of sense. It's a shit ton of money, and we're all going to be waiting for him to sign before anyone does anything, and that sucks. But I think he just fits a little bit better there. But I can't see him as not a Yankee. It's just like Hal is giving me no confidence. None. Like I'm not confident that he can go get his guy. He seems like he is the polar opposite of George. I know Soto is a stud, but man, 50 to 60 million a season. Yeah, everyone's saying that. So then he's not worth that then. Like that's how that works. Then he's not worth that unless he can bring that money in endorsements and marketing, which I think in Boston, he could be their guy. He could be their Poppy, right? He has an opportunity to do that. They don't really have their guy right now. They don't have their they don't have their Pedro, right? He could do that. So, just need the Orioles to actually pull the trigger on Burns or Fried. We're going to talk about that in a moment too. So that's how I'm feeling about the Red Sox and why I like it. And they've notoriously had money and they're under the cap. Now, they put them over the cap. How far are they willing to go? Who knows? Probably not at all because everyone's afraid of the cap now that they put in. Weird. So, but it would be interesting. It'd be really interesting. I feel like it would spread out the love a little bit too in the league. Now we got some teams. Every team's got a star. I don't know. It's just a little bit more fun. Fun that way. So it's intriguing, but I still think the New York teams are riding caboose there, right at the caboose. The caboose is the back, Trevor. What's the front called of a train? The engine? Shotgun? Let's just say shotgun. Shotgun. They're both sitting in the engine room. What do you realistically think the Mariners do this offseason? I think the Mariners sign Justin Turner. And then they trade Ryan Bliss for Taylor Walls. Fun? Does that sound good? The Helm? Yeah. I've heard rumblings. I've heard there's been some people who put Pete Alonso most likely to go to the Mariners. That would be sick. I think Pete would do great here. He's going to have his issues. He's going to go cold for a while. But he is a good hitter. Like he's not a crazy high strikeout. He's got power, so he does strike out. But like for the guys with that type of power, like he strikes out less than Judge. I think it's interesting. Are you buying the Twins actually shopping Correa? I don't know what to tell you about the Twins because I don't really know who's making decisions. But I think they should shop him if there's stuff out there. If there's interest for Correa, they should. And it might just be a little bit of a rebuilding situation. And I like it, but yeah, if they got Sasaki and they got Pete, I think that's a good solid start. I mean, if they could figure out a way to get Bregman, that'd be crazy good too. I feel like Bregman's, most likely going to go to the, I don't know, like everyone keeps throwing the Yankees out here, but there's some bad blood there. How dare you? I'm just saying, Chris, bro, they're selling the team. It's just a rock and a hard place. Just got to pick a spot. You just got to make a decision is what I'm saying. I don't want them to do that. But if you're going to do it, make sure you get value. Don't do it and get no value. Don't wait to when there's not as much value. You know what I mean? Just make the decision. I know it's hard. I don't like it for you. So, yeah, I don't feel like Bregman feels like a Met. I think Bregman's most likely a Met. Most likely. I think Bregman going to the Mets makes so much sense. And then moving Vientos over to first. I just think that's a really good pickup. Now, could they get Soto still? That'd be nuts. But they could because Steve Cohen don't give no shits a lot. He doesn't. He really, really doesn't. Rumors of the Mets trading for Correa. I mean, I'm sure they've reached out. That'd be crazy. So would Correa play third? Ooh. Dude, that would actually maybe be a good play. Because he's got the foot and the ankle stuff, his range is only going to get smaller. He's a big dude. Third base makes a lot of sense. Just pull the A-Rod, man. He'd be a great third baseman. But I don't know what the Mets have to offer for that. I don't know what you can do to make that worth it. But then again, remember we had the messed up physical stuff happen. So, but it seems like we've made strides where that's not an issue anymore. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I know Twins fans. I'm sorry. But I think they keep him. I think he's safe. I think you're safe. Oh, he would definitely move to third base, 100%. You just can't displace Francisco Lindor. It's impossible. Coming from a Jeff lover, do you think McNeil is on opening day? Yeah, I do. Jeff's another guy. He's another guy who, what's he making? Like 5 years, 50? Frickin' Jeff. Frickin' no cheese on a sandwich, Jeff. He's cheap. He has a batting title and he can play all over the field. Like they're gonna hold on to Jeff. There's no reason. You can move him you could play him. He plays infield and outfield. Like it's just he's too valuable. Mets trade for Bo Bichette. Okay, how many shortstops do you need? Where is Willie Adames going to land? I feel like, I was going to say the Dodgers. I don't want him to. That's an interesting one, Willie. Willie's an interesting one because a lot of people have shortstops. Yeah, let's just put him on the Mets. Slide him over onto the Mets, chat. Jeff is going to end up as the Mets Brock Holt. He already is the Mets Brock Holt. What do you mean? No, Panda. No. Kimmy Guns, 3 months. Thank you so much, Kimmy Guns. I know that was 15 minutes ago. I want to appreciate it because I can't hear alerts. Everything's messed up. I'm trying to think. Watch Willie go to I know they have Zach Neto. God, I don't know. You know what's funny? Willie Adames has Mariners written all over him too, but it's not really a need. How many diapers have you changed? At least 1,000. So many. Classic Andy, what up, man? How we doing? At least 1,000. I'm really good at changing diapers, and they haven't been that bad. He's had a couple explosives, and he may have peed on me a few times, but he maybe took a dump in my lap once. It's fine. He's a baby. Where we drop when OG comes out? What frickin' Tilted Towers. Actually, what was the one at the top? What was the one at the top at the Pleasant Park? I landed at Pleasant Park like crazy, man. Thoughts on the Brady Singer right-hand pitcher? I talked to him the other day on the radio or on Foul Territory. I'm a big fan of Brady. He's a sinker guy, though. We'll see how that plays in Cincinnati, but he's a quality pitcher, man. He eats innings. Cut Rendon. He's only got a year or two left. He might go home. We might get a full Jacoby Ellsbury from Rendon soon. Crash Free Club. Welcome in, guys. FocusFuel.com. 15% off your order at getfocusfuel.com with code baseball. Thank you so much. Exclamation point Focus Fuel in the chat if you're interested. They're little gummies. They're delicious. Ooh, do I have another one somewhere? I thought I had one somewhere. I don't. What do you think about Yoan Moncada to the M's? Ugh. I'll be honest. Yoan Moncada just doesn't seem like he wants to be there. He's such a talented guy, but he's just lackadaisical, man. So I played against him a lot. He just didn't seem too interested in trying to stay on the field very much. Just kind of was like this all the time. So is he going there? Moncada was in the sale trade, yeah. Who is going to be the past their prime sub 240 bat the Pirates pick up this year? Probably an outfielder. That's a good case. That's a good call. But I have great news in lieu of flowers. Bob Nutting. He's making a lot of money, so at least you have that. At least you know that every time you watch a Pirates game, Bob Nutting's okay. So. Think of the shareholders. What are your thoughts on this Frankie Montas deal? 2 for $34. I think that we're trying to do a Luis Severino situation with Montas, but he has underwhelmed the hell out of me for about 4 years now. Ever since he left the A's, things have been downhill. So, he's a subpar pitcher for me right now, but he's got electric stuff. I think there's no denying that. I don't know. I get I have the same feeling about like Steven Matz. Like these guys have great stuff. It's just they're either hurt all the time or it's just not. It just kind of hasn't really come together. Pitching market is insanely inflated. What do you mean, Void? Inflated? 2 for $34 is not. That's completely normal. That's like a normal deal. For a starting pitcher with the veteran, 17 mil. That's like, it's a little bit. I would say like I'd probably give him like 14. Like 2 for 30 makes more sense to me, but like it's just like not a huge risk, which is weird to say for that much money, but it is. So he's a reclamation project. The Mets have been doing that. They're going to do it again. Let's see what Jeremy Hefner can do with him. Do we have Scott? I think that's exciting. Yeah, like Matt, you watch him, you're like, wow, this guy's got really good stuff, but like there's just something missing here. Just like can't for a fifth starter. Yeah, he's not a fifth starter. He's got more upside than that. There was a time where he was the 2 or 3 for a long, actually for the whole part of his beginning career. Now lately he's been a fifth starter, I agree. But like you would say the same thing about Louis, right? Luis Severino was almost out of baseball, in my opinion. I was like, dude, what happened to this guy, right? And then now he's back. So I think they see something that they can do. They can get out of him. I think that he's somewhere where he can get better. Thoughts on the Golden AB idea that was in the Athletic today? Thank you for asking, Dat Pro, because we're about to do that as our main story. Nothing's playing, is it? Awkward. Yeah, for awkward. All right, my bad. Cool. All right, let's talk. Okay. Nothing's playing again. This awkward thing's on the screen again. I gotta turn this shit off. Let's talk about a new rule in play called the Golden at Bat rule. Just an article in The Athletic put out by Jason Stark. We're about to check it out. But before we do that, you want to be in the Crash Free Club, go to getfocusfuel.com and use code BASEBALL. 15% off any of the delicious caffeine-laced candies. Yes, they are caffeine-laced candies. They're delicious. They're so good. Just trust me. And you can get the code. And I don't know if these hats are for sale, but if they are, get one of these too. All right, let's talk. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me pull this up. The Golden Rule. The Golden at Bat rule could give MLB a new shine. But is it worth it? Well, we're about to find out. Okay, so when the commissioner of baseball speaks, we listen. Yeah. We have to. So he's on a podcast on Puck, which is weird. Rob going on a podcast is like weird to me, but he's talking about a rule change, brand new rule change, guys, because you know what we love at this channel. Freaking rule changes. Love them. I love it when they change the rules. Yes. Woo. Let's go. Change those rules, baby. All right, it's called the Golden at Bat. All right, what is the Golden at Bat, you may ask? Let's talk about it. First off, not to confuse the Golden Goose. Okay, Jason, get to the point. I'm sorry. Okay, a Golden at Bat is basically you get one at bat, you get to go grab your best hitter. I meant to say hitter. You got to go grab your best hitter, and then they get to hit one extra time. So basically, you can give your best hitter one extra AB a game. I think that is hilarious as an idea. And it becomes a strategic move to find out when you want to do that, which I am always in on discussing rule changes that involve a new employable strategy. Okay. So instead of putting robo umpires behind the plate, we put up a challenge system. So we know whether everything's right or not right, but it's up to the team to make the decision. So now we're getting more calls right, and it's strategically based. That is great. It becomes another way for teams to improve their decision-making process. I love it. Okay, so if you're going to be able to go grab a hitter and say, hey, man, you're hitting in this big spot, but you can only do it one time a game, that's something you have to make a good decision about. Managing becomes more important again, which I think it would be interesting. They always want more offense, but anticipation of those moments will make baseball a little. I know it sounds like I'm kind of on board, but I'm kind of on board. Now, that said, I would be a fan of some sort of pitching response that's available. Like if you use your golden at bat, then you can get rid of your 3 batter rule or something. Like so, right? The guy comes in, he faces 2 hitters, and then the golden at bat is the 3rd guy. You can then bring in a reliever because it just washes it out. That would be super interesting to me. Like all it does is just get rid of that rule for this guy. So if it's him, if it's that at bat, you don't have to worry about 3 batters, but every other. So it'll only happen like probably 3 or 4 times for a whole year, but it'll be really fun to watch it. You know what I mean? Like you can see the best matchup there is all the time. That would be cool. That would be cool. What do you do if the golden batter gets on base in his regular spot and the order comes up? You just skip him. I believe that's what they said. So you can put it out there. How would the rule work? Let's talk about how the rule would work. Okay. Each team gets to pick 1 at bat at any point in the game, but only once to play its golden at bat card. So would it save the card for the Juan Soto moment or whatever? Okay. Or there's this option. Each team gets 1 AB per game, except only in the 7th inning or later. I kind of like that. But again, I don't really see how that does much for it because that's when it's going to be used anyways. It'd be really cool to see like a guy like Steven Vogt, employ it in the 1st or something. I'm a fan of less is more. I want 1. I just want 1. The Royals use their golden at bat to let Bobby Witt Jr. lead off the night. He makes it out. Who's batting second? What do you know? It's Witt's turn in the lineup where he goes again. Yes, that could be a thing. So, but if they come up again, like if they come up when they're on base, they just continue on. So that's the trade-off, right? Now you have to decide how many bats you have until they come up. You're not going to have them come up and lead off the inning because then they're going to come up second. They're already going to hit. So like, why would you do that? Like there's all kinds of different little variations. I think that's interesting. I think you should just continue on. If he's on base and he already got his at bat for the inning, he can't bat twice. Way too gimmicky. They hard pass from me. They wouldn't allow the shift. What's the difference between this and the shift? Really? One's hitting and one's pitching, or one's defense. That's it. Offense is more exciting than defense. That's it. That's all I'm saying. One has to do with offense. One has to do with defense. That's the big difference. That's why they're not the same thing. The shift was already allowed by the rules. But again, the shift got gimmicky. That's what happened. And yeah, does this feel gimmicky? Yeah, it feels like like a board game. But you got to remember, it's a goddamn game. You wouldn't even recognize how baseball was played in 1900. It's a game. It's a game and it's for entertainment. I know there's a bunch of billionaires. I know there's a bunch of money involved. But at the end of the day, it's never going to be more important than just a game. It isn't. Whether or not people feel like it is or not is irrelevant. It's not. In the history of the world, what happened to Major League Baseball, at the end of the day, not going to matter at all. It's for entertainment. It's for fun. You can change the rules if you want to change them. You don't get to stick up by saying, oh, this is more gimmicky than that. No, it's just new. This is something I won't even care about baseball anymore stuff. Really? You think that having a card where you can play one more really tense, really fun AB makes baseball worse? Just knowing that's an option, that wouldn't be fun. Bonds is the greatest baseball player ever. Yeah, and he's the number 1 best cheater of all time as well. Oh, he is incredible. You love the underdog heroic stuff. I mean, that kind of is that though, right? You got to remember. But what else is super boring? The auto walks boring as hell. It's the opposite of this. Just being you already get to just skip a hitter. What if you made it that they couldn't do that? I just think it adds these wrinkles where you have to think about, like, it's a counter to so many cool things. That's just, it's interesting. I want to see how guys would use it. But then again, what if the guy comes up? What if the guy's just not clutch? How about this? Maybe, how crazy would this be? Say it's the Yankees and it's Aaron Judge, right? We have Aaron Judge there ready to go, but but Volpe's their guy right now. He's going crazy. What if they use it on him? Auto walk better than 4 pitch outs? No. I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is you can just skip a hitter. You can just skip them. We don't want to see you hit anymore. So if you can take the bat out of people's hands, what if they could put the bat in someone's hands once a game, one time? I think that's interesting. I love that we're having this conversation. Oh my God, I'm usually just on your side. This is crazy. I don't know why I actually like this so much. What's happening to me? Am I becoming a sellout shill? I think so. All right. Okay, so let's continue reading this article because there's some salient points. Why would MLB want to mess with the baseball god? So that's the interesting thing. There is the baseball god argument. There is a certain sanctity that this would, I think, hit, and that's a good point. The sanctity of the game. We're starting to change some of the foundational stuff, and if we change the foundational stuff, it's going to start changing. Do you do a golden bat situation? Yeah, I would give it to Stanton over Judge. That's what I'm talking about. Not only that, remember, like, for example, say the bases loaded. So, right? Say the bases loaded situation happens, and I don't actually. Well, maybe does he slot in before the next guy? So say, for example, Jazz is coming up, and Stanton's batting 6th, and Jazz is batting 4th. Okay, Jazz comes up. You go, Stanton, you're batting 4th. So if Stanton goes and hits, right? Does Jazz just get pushed back one, and then he comes up next still, or does it just skip Jazz until we go back around again, and then we also skip Stanton? I don't think you would have them swap spots. Because you wouldn't have them swap spots because the point is to get them another AB. So it needs to be an at-bat independent of everything else. So for almost 150 years, the epic late inning moments of this sport have all happened organically. Okay. So you'd be messing with some seriously embedded forces of the universe if you suddenly drop a rule change that practically scripts them to happen. Okay. Why would the powers want to even go there? Because that's not based on that's just not measurable. That's just a feeling. So you can't really make decisions like that. But flip it around again. You could just line up Trout to Shote. I would love to watch it every time. Like there's a lot of ABs that I would love to see happen. Is the golden AB really going to happen? Who the heck knows? But let's still go with the guess of yes. I would say if it's compelling enough, and if it's projected to make enough money for the league, it will happen eventually. We all thought the clock would never happen, and we know that it did. It's like pulling in a pinch runner, except it can be anyone you want. Oh. Okay, so let me pose this. I'm gonna go into full screen just for this. Let's give an alternative version of this. What if we did the same thing for your best runner, right? So, say the Royals are batting 3. Bobby Witt makes the last out. in the 7th inning. Okay, we're going to the 8th. It's 3-4-5. Bobby Witt's not coming up till the 9th, ninth in that AB. Then they're like, Bobby, go run. Or like Salvi gets on. Salvi gets walked. Then they pinch run Bobby. Bobby's still in the lineup. Bobby still got a hit for himself, but he's just running for Salvi once. They get one extra pinch runner where no one leave. Like, we don't have to pull anyone out. It's a free pinch runner. Would you prefer that? So, Void, you're confusing me because you think this is game breaking, but you want an automated strike zone, which might be the most boring thing you could ever put into a baseball game. That would make it so boring. It would be obnoxiously boring. So what would we think about that? What if it were just a hitter? Or what if it were just a runner? Like the opposite of an intentional batted ball? Okay. Or what if they could then what if they could just anti-do it and they had to play a card where they skipped a guy in the lineup, took a bat out of his hands. But the problem is the walk, you have to still have the guy on base, and that's the trade-off. You have to give up a base runner in order to not have him hit, which I think is a good trade-off. I think that the value there makes a lot of sense. I like the challenges. Lamau, but umps are the worst. They aren't, though. They aren't. I need you to know this, man. Like, the boxes on TV are very rarely accurate. Like, they're very rarely where they need to be. Most of the time, they're not even lined up at the plate. It's just not that, like, what you see on TV isn't great. And I feel the same way, and I get it. But they're graded, and they are getting a lot better, and they have been for a long time. And the more they get scrutinized, the better they get. But them making mistakes is part of the human element of this game. Like, it's the same thing. We don't want the players all to be robots. I don't want the umpires to be robots either. I just think it's part of it. Now, if we want to do it for the playoffs where the games matter the most, okay. But I think challenges will solve a lot of the problem because there's strategy involved and it's a game. And I think that we just get too obsessed with everything need to be right. Still, it's just sports. I know. We love sports and we love betting on them and everything. It's all so exciting and so important and life or death, but it's just not. Just not. Who wins and who loses and whether or not the plays were called correctly is actually not the point. The point is the story that the entertainment you are taking in is the point. Think they get finessed by catchers too much? Sometimes, yeah. Some do, some don't. But don't tell that to any Greg Maddux fans, because Greg Maddux was out there literally finessing umpires all day. That's all he did, was finesse them. And that's how he was so good. He's a great pitcher. But his legend has been elevated into the stratosphere because of the way he was able to finesse umpires. Trevor May Baseball, our ump confrontations played up for the fans, or are players really pissed off when they confronted them? They're pissed off at the beginning. Once they get thrown out, a lot of getting thrown out is played up because you got to go get your money's worth. A lot of managers go out there and lose their goddamn mind after the guy got thrown out, and they don't even know what happened. So, like, what happens is they just decide, I'm thrown out, so I have to go yell at him because I gotta, like, how you don't get this opportunity. This is free. I get a free move. So let's go let him have it. And then managers go out and be like, I'm getting thrown out. So what they do is, like, as they're going out, they decide whether or not they're going to do this hard enough to throw out, or if they're just going to go make a show. That's a conscious decision. Literally, they're like, I'm going to get thrown out now. That's why we have all those sound bites of guys going, you need to throw me out because I'm not really actually that mad. I don't know what happened, but I got to be there for my guy. He's like, all right, you're out. Like, that happens all the time. I really went there with Maddux. Yeah. I don't think he would deny that. He was incredible. He's a Hall of Fame pitcher without finessing umpires, but he did finesse the shit out of umpires. He did. It was part of what he did. And he knew what he was doing because it was there. He was like, I can do this. I can finesse umpires, and that makes me even better. Why the fuck would I not do it? And he did it. Go watch the 78 pitch game and tell me how many pitches are called this far off the goddamn plate, and then the next guy comes up and then hits a cutter that goes that far off, like 15 miles an hour to first pitch, because he's like, I don't know if I had to swing at this or not. It's gonna be called a strike. I know, but exaggerating makes a much more compelling argument. Yep. Hi, welcome to the internet. Okay. So let's talk about how they would test it. Over the minor league side of the sport, folks have heard the buzz that the league would like to test Golden Bay in some form in the minors sometime in the next couple of years. Would that test be as soon as 25? Can't answer that, but I lean towards no. If any variation of Golden Bay serves next year, it's where I guess you see it. The All-Star game. You're going to have a guy hit an extra time in the All-Star game? That's interesting. Ooh, we got another breadcrumb. When the conversation veered towards possible tweaks to that game, Manfred tipped his golf cap to his TV partners at Fox Sports, saying they're always thinking, never short of ideas, and they're reasonable. What does that mean? Involve producing the matchups in context of an exhibition game. Yeah, okay, I understand that. So, like, using the All-Star game to match people up that are interesting to watch, why not? Why not? Yeah. Do you think they can just make the DH a position so the player in the DH spot can move to second base without losing DH? So, like, then the second baseman just goes to the DH, Josh? Is that what you're asking? There's some caveats to that. My lawyer friend, 50 months. Hey, no, I sorry, I missed it five minutes ago. I can't hear my stuff right now, but I will starting next show. I will be able to hear him. Love the idea. You put the bat you could put the bat in someone's hands, but I want to know what the trade-off is. With the auto walk, you still have to have with the runner on base. So there's got to be something you're giving up to use the card outside of just using the card. It can't just be free. I agree with that. I think that's awesome. I think that's a good idea. If we can come up with something interesting, some sort of maybe you lose a challenge. Maybe you have to use a challenge to do it. Maybe the challenge cards are like a pool that can be used for different things. Another layer of strategy. I like that. Maybe that's not enough. Anyway, back to the DH. So the DH swapping, I think that could be manipulated a little bit too much. So the idea of the DH only being able to hit is like that restriction limits your manipulation of your roster. And I think that's what we need to preserve, just because it pulls people like someone needing to be on the field and playing defense. Only hitting has only so much risk. Hitting and playing defense has a lot more risk. And if you're constantly able to manage that risk by putting people into like, then you could just move people in and out of the DH spot all fucking day. And that's just so there's a person who you never want to field. Yeah. I think that stays the way it is. But there might be something there. Maybe you change the way it's restricted or open it up just a little bit. But yeah, that's why they do that. That makes a lot more sense. So in Game 7, Aaron Judge gets half a dozen plate appearances in a row. No, you only get to use it once. What about the center field bomb scoring 2 runs thing? That's interesting, but again, that's kind of by chance. It's just something you can't produce, and it would basically, you can't try to hit a center field home run to try to get the 2 points. Like, it's different. So if there were a 4-point line in basketball, you know where that is, and you can just go shoot it from there. And if it goes in, you get 4 points. You can't hit home runs like that. There's just not enough control. So it would just be something that just randomly happens for the people who can hit them out to center. I think that's weird. I don't think that's something that would be. It would just be something that just would mess up how we score stuff. So, but I do like putting it in play in the All-Star game to start. Are the players ready for the Golden Bat? Let's see. What did Yelich say? Yelich How you felt about 3 starters re-entering All-Star game in late innings, keep face lit up. That would be kind of cool. I mean, it's the Exhibition after all. You want to keep it where it's game, but also if you want to add a wrinkle that makes it more entertaining, do stuff geared for the fans, keep entertainment value high. I'm all for it. I agree. Based Yelich once again. Carlos Correa sighting, also liked it. I like that as well. What Matt Strom think? Strom, like Yelich, is a free thinker that always sees the big picture. Yes, but is he pro First Amendment? Okay, I don't know why I said that. Not surprising, he agreed instantly that the All-Star game idea was a good one. That is great to hear. I told him because the hitter at theorized earlier really get mad if baseball did that. No. I mean, yeah, some would. It would be hard to prepare, but like, I think that relievers, especially like I was just under the assumption I was going to have to face the big guys anyways. I do every time. So like, what's the difference? Oh, look, here comes Aaron Judge. See this movie. Please don't take me deep, you know. Double the roster, dedicated offense and defense like in football. Ugh. Yeah, but remember, that's too expensive. Okay, what did Freddie say? I want to know what Freddie said. Okay, they're all All-Stars, you know, he said. So I think it would be okay with whoever goes up in the ninth inning. You just want Shohei and Aaron Judge to hit every single time. I totally understand. I would too. I'd just rather them hit 9 times. That's funny. Of course, Freddie's like, yeah, oh, I love it. Just don't make me do it. I already hit too much. That's really funny. That's really funny. That's funny. I love it. Let me play devil's advocate. Steph Curry always has the ball at the end of the game. I get it. I would rather watch Shohei 20 times a game. Really be good for the Dodgers if he did that too. So as long as Shohei's, you're fine with it? No, I'm good with Mookie. That's funny. I'm good with pretty much our whole team. Look, as long as the thing doesn't mean anything, like All-Star game is fun, you can do whatever you want. But what about the actual game? Let's just play 6 innings and do a home run derby for the last 3, bantered. I mean, we are approaching that quickly. Why? You don't like my ideas, but I gotta like all yours? That's funny. Ooh, not a fan of the Golden Bee. The front offices aren't. That's crazy. The club official who is skeptical wanted to make it clear one of these old school execs. Okay, so we're doing this whole old school, new school thing. Joe Madden, old school. This isn't basketball. True. It's anti-team. Yeah, a little bit, but it does make your most valuable players a little bit more valuable, which then makes the team better, which I like. So this is a great photo. It is interesting. I understand both sides of the argument. The biggest thing for me where I lean towards, like, I'd be interested in how it would work, would be the big thing about it becoming a function. It's a function of a strategy. We've talked about this in the past. We're going to talk about it again right now. If you're going to change rules, I want those rules to mirror or to become some sort of lever you pull for the game, and it's in the court of the people making the decision to use it as a strategy piece, right? I didn't like the clock because it doesn't have that. It's just you're forcing one side of the team, one group of the team to change how they are, and that was really hard, and I didn't like it, but now it's okay. But at first it sucked because it was just a huge adjustment, and we're already having to make tons of adjustments, and it was just a pain in the fucking ass, and I didn't believe in it. I'm a fan now because I only watch games, don't play them. Still probably wouldn't like it as much if I was still playing, but you know what I mean. This is a little bit different. It's interesting, and I think that the joy of baseball is the tension and the anticipation of big matchups, big things happening are huge. And you can only do it once a game. It's not like you're going to do it every game. But the thing is, you can guarantee your best players going to play in the 9th inning, or maybe it uses 2 challenge cards, right? So if you use all your challenges for the game, you just can't use the Golden AB. That would be cool. So that way it's not available every game. But if you didn't use a bunch of challenges, but then again, if you're behind, you're probably using all the challenges. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of other currency that we can use. Some other thing that happens to your team if it doesn't work. It has to be like I feel like it should be an ace in the hole, like bringing in the fifth infielder for it inevitably not to work. Like it literally never does. I don't know. Maybe a way to earn the golden at bat early in the game. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe it's a swap them in the lineup, but then they have to stay there. Right? Like say you say, hey, we need him to hit in the eighth inning, and there's number 6 up. They move Judge into the 6th hole. Everyone else moves in slots, but now he's not up until 6 again. So like you just get him earlier, but now he's in that slot. You know, maybe. So I'd love to know what you guys think, especially because this is going to be on YouTube. Hey, YouTubers, YouTube people, leave a comment below the video and let me know what you guys think of the golden rule, the golden AB rule, because I think it's kind of interesting, but also it's kind of crazy. So crazy. All right. Cool. Do I think Bill Mazeroski would have made the Hall of Fame had this existed in 1960? Probably, yeah. Also, Collaborator. Thank you so much for your Prime sub. Look at you using your Prime sub here on this channel. Thank you so much. Guys, just a reminder, the show is going to be relaunched as Mayday Monday version 2 in January, and the first Monday of January. I'm not going to tell you what that date is because it's bad, but it will be the first Monday in January. We're going to come back. I am going to take the next few weeks off being live, though my focus is going to be really heavily in Discord, in sharing a lot of the new stuff. Chris has sent me a bunch of like mock-ups of how the stream's going to look. So I'll give you some, if you're in Discord already, they'll be in the chat there. So just hang out and check out in there. If you're not in the Discord, please get in it. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to remind you. So yeah, I really want to know what you guys think about that. It's January 5th plus 1 day. Okay. Let's just throw it out there. Cool. All right. I had another idea. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Actually, I would actually like to quickly take a bathroom break. I will put on, I don't know, I'll put on some royalty-free music for you real quick for 1 minute. But do we want, so I have a playlist. I have a playlist of clips. I have a playlist of clips from movies where people are throwing things and I want to critique them. Would that be something that you think would be fun and interesting to do? Type 1 in the chat if you think that would be interesting. Type 2 if you just want to keep asking questions. We don't have to do this. I can do this off stream. I just thought it would be funny because I did it. I made the thing and I did the stuff. But for now, I'm going to put on something that has no royalties. So I can pee. I don't know why I chose this song, but enjoy it. I'll be right back. Hey. Isn't this track 9 from Friday Night? I don't know. Is it? All right. What do we think? What do we think? Should we do it? How many offers in hand would you say Soda has right now? I bet you there's 5. How are the felines doing? Great. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. We're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do it. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. It's going to be fun. The cats are great, though Marmalade is really, really, really struggling with not getting near enough attention. Okay, hold on. A lot of crap on my screen right now. Let me close this up. Oh, my God. Got my calculator open. I got freaking Google Chrome open. I mean, even Audible wants to know if I like it. Okay. Okay, where are these at? I gotta go find them real quick. I know they're here. Yes. All right. All right. Get ready for some fun. Okay, come on. Thank you. I'm going to make a playlist real quick. Nope. What's going on right now? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Here we go. All right. Let's mute this because we don't want audio because we'll get DMCA'd. All right. Because it's the off season and Juan Soto will not sign his contract fast enough, we have to get creative here on the Trevor May Baseball channel, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, wherever we are right now. And I had a weird idea when I was watching Harry Potter, the last Harry Potter movie, Deathly Hallows Part 2. And when he threw a wand off the bridge, we'll actually, you know what? I'll show you. This is what got me thinking about this. Where is it? It's right. This part right here. Okay. So this is what got me. I was like, huh. Harry's got the wand. He's talking about some stuff. Nobody cares. He thinks he breaks the wand. Everyone's like, why the hell did you break the wand? You crazy. And then he throws like that. Oh my God, that second one. Let's get can we get to that second one again, please? First one, not so bad. Second one. Really bad. And I was thinking, how many other movies have throwing in them? And unfortunately, a lot. So, here's what we're doing today on this. During this video, we're going to go through and we're going to rate these, give these things rating like they're getting ready, like they're getting scouted to get drafted into Major League Baseball. If you're not familiar, baseball uses a 20 to 80 scale to grade pitches. I'm going to use that same scale to just say throwing ability. Basically, 80 is they could be in the MLB. 20 is that. What we just watched, that's a 20. That's a 0. That's an oh my God. You could have just we could have done anything else but just had Harry throw, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through these 20 to 80 and see which ones are the best. And we're starting with some of the most famous movies you've ever heard of. So let's see what we can do here. But let's just start off with a Harry Potter 20 out of 80. They should have made another decision. One more time. One more time. Yikes. All right. Now, I don't know how to get back to the playlist from here. How do I go back? Maybe I go here. Oh, next up, we have Happy Gilmore. Now, one thing you need to understand is one of the main criteria is your ability to throw the ball overhand, because unfortunately, outside of Tyler Rogers, no one can throw underhand very well. But here we have Happy Gilmore launching his club. Talking to Bob. Watch him swing here. Here we go. Happy. Winding up. Good toss. But I got to be honest, you would be probably better in the Olympics as a hammer thrower and not necessarily in baseball. But I'll give you a little bit of points for effort. That's going to be a 35 out of 80 for me, because I love Adam Sandler. I love Bob Barker. I love Happy Gilmore. But you can't throw a baseball like that, bud. You can't. Can't do it. You can't do it. Chat, I don't know how to get back to the playlist. Does anyone know how to do that in VLC? Oh, goodness. Great. Oh, maybe stop. Yeah. Okay. Next up. No. Next up, we have Chris Evans, the Captain America, yeeting his shield at a dude in a frickin' tree. Now, anyone who knows how Captain America throws his shield knows it's not overhand. We're going to dock some points, but we got to watch it. Here we go. Right out the gates. First one. Boom. Didn't even see that guy. He's down, and then he catches it boomerang style. First of all, plus 10 points for Griffin. Sorry. Plus 10 points for style points, because not only is it a shield, but it's also a boomerang. Unfortunately, we have the sidearm motion. Sidearm discus throwing motion. Now, I think he would probably be the greatest ultimate Frisbee player of all time, possibly with Frisbee golf even. The Tiger Woods of Frisbee golf. However, baseball, not so much. I would say 50 on the general throwing. He's got the arm strength. I think we could teach him the overhand motion, but we're going to give him the plus 10 points. We're going to give him a 60 out of 80, which is a pretty dang good fastball, but he's got to be taught. This is what we call raw talent found in the wild, chat. Next, from one of my favorites, dodgeball, we got Rip Torn being nuts. You can see the pirate. Look at him. We got Justin Long getting hit in the face by wrenches. Where's the clip? Awkward. Okay. That's the wrong clip. Shit. Anyway, it was supposed to be when Kate came in and threw underhand. So let's just say she gets a 70 out of 80 because she probably could throw just as hard as Tyler Rogers. This is awkward. Remember when you had the wrong clip that one time? No. No. Anyway, back to it. We have. Next up, we have the movie Gladiator. Now, you might recognize this scene. We have Lewis, I can't remember his name, but he's fighting in the arena. We got quite the battle happening. It's iconic scene. Takes him out, slices his chest. W. Now we got the guy with the huge mace, who is scary. Now we got the double. He's fighting him, slices him up, slice and dice immediately. Can't do nothing about it. This guy's like, whoa. Then he chops his head off, which is extremely hard to do. There's no way. But then we get this part. That's some good velo We got the overhand. We got the good backspin. There was some good ride on that. And he chopped the dude's head off before that. And then what does he do after this, guys? Because I don't want to get DMCA'd, I'll just do it for you. Are you not entertained? And then it's followed by one of the best lines in cinema history. But I think the big one is someone mentioned crow hop. Let's see. Did he crow hop? Does he shuffle his feet correctly? He does. Beautiful step through and shuffle. That's an 80 out of 80, baby. Get some snaps in the chat. That's a wonderful throwing. 80 out of 80. Sign this man. Roki Sasaki who? You know what I mean? No rotation, though. Doesn't need it. Got a cannon. I'm just saying. You want to find a Roman soldier that could play in the MLB? He's at the top of my list. All right. Next. Prepare to get your mind boggled. From the movie 300, Xerxes' stupid face, King Leonidas drops to his knees. He said, "Look at me, I am a god." And he says, "Nay. You are not a god." He picks up the spear. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Yes. Magic missile. The magic missile, one of the greatest throws ever in the history of film. See you again. I give that a 100 out of 80. King Leonidas, you are my guy. Also, he made Xerxes make everyone knew that he was like not a god. Huge deal. Huge deal. Good work on command. Hey, still a strike. We got to learn control before we learn command. You know what I mean? I always say that here in this channel. All right, next up. We got from my favorite, one of my favorite movies, Lord of the Rings, Gimli. Believe he yeets his axe at the beginning here. Let's see. Oh. Yes. Yes. Lots of stabs. And shite. Oh, never mind. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This is it. This is actually the one I want to do. I take it back. All right. When Aragorn in Battle for Helm's Deep, the Two Towers, is yeeted. Let's see how good this throw is of Aragorn throwing. Oh, look at that. One more time. Aragorn throws Gimli. He's got to toss him. He can't make the distance. He's got to toss me. I'm a huge fucking nerd, dude. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, look at that carry, dude. That's crazy. Now, would it work for baseball? I don't really care. I'm extremely biased. That's a 1,000 out of 80. I could watch him throw them all day. Look at this. Look at the carry on that dwarf, dude. And obviously, great decision. Great decision. Great decision. And that's when it all turned around, baby. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Branch. That's what I meant to get the whole time. I don't know why it was called that. Shoot. Shoot. Sorry. Delete. I closed it. Didn't mean to do that. Opened it up again. All right, we're back. Hey, editor, please do a good job. All right. Next up. Another one of the greatest scenes in the history of cinema, when Uncle Rico yeets a steak into Napoleon Dynamite's face. Let's see. Watch this. Rest in peace, dude. Hits him with the steak sinker. Right in the lower jaw, neck. QB material. Or some would say, little sidewander. We got a little Jimmy Herget going here, guys, right? Hits him with that really heavy seam shifted sinker right in the neck. Little fun fact, too, about this scene. He actually hit him with a steak. That was real. He threw that steak, and they did it a bunch of times, and he actually got, like, it hurt a lot. He said it hurt a lot. Hit him with an actual steak. And they only had a couple steaks, so they kept having to, like, get all the dirt off it. It's really funny. Painted. So he's got the command. He's got the velo. That's an 80 out of 80 player. Sign this man. Sign this man. Little low sidewinder. I bet he throws a nasty sweeper too. I would trust Uncle Rico with my life. Next up, Point Break. Gotta find it. Gotta find it. Gotta find the part. Wait, where is it? He throws his badge at some point. There it is. Keanu Reeves. He's like, you know what? I don't want to be a cop no more. A little side flip. In my opinion, that's a 5 out of 8. Also, it's the ocean, Keanu. It's the ocean. Johnny, Utah, you gotta. That shit's just gonna float right back in, brother. You threw it this far out. Put some effort in one time. You trying to get drafted here? You know what kind of bonus people that throw like that get? Look at that. Freaking flight and a Happy Meal. 5 out of 80. Now this one. You guys know. You guys know. Let's watch this. All right, we got not Keanu. Charlie Sheen, Ricky Vaughn, bringing the thunder. Let's get it. Play some royalty-free epic music. We got the wind-up. Charlie Sheen over the head, old school. The spit just brings it up. That's a great leg kick. Look at this hip-shoulder separation. Great separation. Got that supination. Carry fastball right by him. Up and in 101. Blows his doors off. And the fist bump. 1,001 out of 80. I think that's the greatest baseball pitch ever thrown on a screen. Yeah, actually, no. That's better than Nuke Lelouch, too. Fire me up. Fire me up. Give me that. All right. Then we have my favorite baseball movie of all time. We got Smalls. Going to catch it. Don't we all know Smalls? Ball rolls under. Spalding. Terrible baseballs, by the way. What is this? What is this, volleyball? Then he goes and grabs it. Sees the beast, and they go, throw it in. Throw it in. Throw it in, Smalls. Throw it in. All right, he plants his feet incorrectly. I think Benny sees what we're all about to see. Here it comes. Two out of 80. It's okay, guys. He becomes a broadcaster. Don't worry about it. Trevor in middle school. Ha! I threw 80 miles an hour when I was 14. Come at me. Which I don't know if that's fully true, but. Magnificent Seven. Now, this was a new movie that I had never seen quite the showdown here. It's a gun versus a knife. Oh, do you see that? All right, let's do it one more time. Draw. That's an 80 out of 80. Get this guy, sign this guy up. You see that? See how clean it was? Also, do you see do you see just the whole quick release? I mean, if anything, maybe we try him at shortstop. That's a 90 out of 80, man. Or what did I say? 80 out of 80? 80 out of 80. 75 out of 80. 75 out of 80. Give him some money. Get him on a plane. Let's get him on a team, huh? All right. Last few here. We have the tomahawk throw in the Patriot. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to fast forward through the Mel Gibson killing every single buddy. All right, we're past it. Tomahawk in the face. Then we got the epic show. Oh no, not Heath Ledger. We need Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, he needs to be the greatest Joker of all time. You won't. You won't throw it. You won't. You won't throw it. God bless America. God bless America. That's a 70 out of 80. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And honestly, to get the blade to land perfectly, yeah, it was just good. It's a good throw. Good throw, Mel. Good throw. All right. We only have a couple more. Two of these are, you can't even see this one. You guys remember this from the movie The Rookie? It's in about 15p, so be patient with me here. But he throws a baseball on a speed checker or a traffic checker to see how hard he's throwing. Throws it by, see 76, and then it flickers to 96. It's a pretty good toss. He looks a little bit like my friend Rich Hill. But I will say, I'm going to dock it a couple points for it being kind of ridiculous because you threw 96, you'd fucking know it, dude. You would know. You would know it. Right? 96 over 76. But generally, Dennis Quaid has some good mechanics. Let's see. Pretty solid mechanics. Pretty solid mechanics. I'm going to give him a 60 out of 80. 60 out of 80. I would give this guy a shot, especially if he's throwing 96. All right, last couple, and we're going to get out of here. Last two. Top Gun. We got the dog tags going into the sea. Tom Cruise shows us how good he can throw. Let's see how he can throw. Come on. Come on, Tommy. Give us a show for the last couple here, baby. Come on. Looks at the dog tags. Like, I miss you, Goose. I miss you, Goose. Tom steps back. One more time. What is this follow through? What is this? Respectable? Yeah. 40 out of 80 because you're one of the greatest movie stars of all time. But what is this? What? Come on, bro. Got to post that front leg too. Your hips are all out of whack, man. Whatever. You know what? Let's just put it this way. If Maverick would have had some real instruction, I think it would have been better off. All right. Maverick, pretty good. But 25 out of 80. I think there's something to work with. I think we have a baseline, but you're pretty far away. But, Tom Cruise, he's been known to put in the work, so we're going to put in the work. All right, the final one, the last one, the greatest throw of all time, in my opinion. And it won't play. Wait, what? Hold on. Awkward. Of course it won't. 1 second. Let me see if I could, if I mess this up somehow. Nope, I didn't. I'm just going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up on YouTube. Cool. Maddie, could you cut all of this out? Thank you so much. Dang it, I didn't notice that it didn't work. Here we go. Here we go. No! Sorry for yelling. Apologize. We have an ad. Sorry. All right, now, the greatest throw of all time. We have super old Rose remembering the Titanic, going to the back of the boat with the heart of the ocean. Gently grabs the rail, steps up on the rail. Now we're all like, wait, is she gonna jump? Is she gonna, I hope she doesn't jump. I'm not ready for this. Please don't. Oh, she has that huge necklace. Oh, what's she gonna do with that? Wait. What's she gonna do with that? She wouldn't let him on the door. And then she throws the heart of the ocean into the ocean. 10,000 out of 80 for the audacity. Rose, do what you do. You run it. You are woman. All right? Love it. Do whatever you want. Great toss. Great toss. You got potential kid. We'll see you on the diamond. What other throw should I go rate? I'm looking for a list. Let me know down in the comments or in the chat over here, because I love this. I had so much fun finding these. Send me some more, and also please give me some more ideas. I want to do another one of these in the future. Okay, thank you. All right, chat. The number one best throw, Rose throwing the heart of the ocean into the ocean. All right, guys, I'm going to take off here. That is the end of our show. Thank you for letting me record that. Once again, the show will return in just a couple weeks. I want you guys to all enjoy the holidays. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is safe, happy, healthy. Be kind to your family. Avoid talking about the election as much as you can, because I will be back first Monday in January with a brand new look. And we are going to be announcing a whole bunch of stuff between now and then. Some partnerships, some possible sponsorships, some new merch, a new website rollout, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, you got to come back and watch the VOD. It was a good Monday. The show will return first week in January. We're going to take a few weeks off. We are actually taking a break from both the MCA pod as well. Guys, December is going to kind of be like a little bit of a slower month moving forward. Next year too, I'll just have more stuff planned that's more plug and play, but having the baby and stuff too is not helping. So it's much needed rest R&R, but like I'm not going anywhere. If anything, I'm just going to be on Discord a lot more and on social media and stuff. And also follow me on Blue Sky. It's I am Trevor May if you're interested in that. You don't have to. I don't care, but if you want, be great. Harry Potter was standing flat-footed. He needs another tryout. Well, you know what? I'm going to give him a week and he can show me again. All right. The show returns on the day following the 5th of January. We will be back. I know that's a month off, but it's just going to be really informed. What about the worst movie baseball forms? Sene, yes. Yes, those count. These were just like the non-baseball movies. I want anytime anyone throws anything in a movie anywhere, I want to see it. I want to break it down. I love this. I love movies. I watched 135 movies this year and counting. I love movies. I love throwing. I think this makes a lot of sense, especially when there's no baseball to talk about. All right. Commercials, anything you see at all. Commercials, music videos, freaking anything. Who got the raid? I don't know. Send them wherever you want. Collaborator, everyone who subbed and all that stuff. Thank you guys all so much. And I'm going to see you guys soon. See you guys very soon. Now, last thing I'll say, if I randomly go live one of the days, just know that it's real. All right. There might be a gaming thing. I've discussed possibly just like doing a little gaming thing with some friends, just as a fun thing that might happen. I'm just not going to make any promises. I just want to say I'm not going to be gone for a month. But I do want to see you. Want to see on a thing. And then YouTube videos are going to keep coming. I'm actually working on YouTube videos as well. So like just being live, take a few days, couple weeks off from being live. All right. I'll see you guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever it is you celebrate or don't. I just hope you enjoy it. And if very minimum, drink a lot of water, get a lot of sleep, and enjoy the dark and the rest. All right. I love all of you. I hope you all have a great rest of your year, and I will see you so very soon. And as always, if you need me, Discord's the place, and social media and stuff. So I will see you guys very, very, a very, one more very, very soon. Bye-bye.